I want to thank my friend George Bruneman for inviting me to participate this way. We'll be with you all in person before long. But I want to tell you, your fight is my fight, and our fight is for the fiscal sanity of the United States of America, and that includes our home state of Ohio. The current trajectory is not sustainable. We have over $36 trillion in national debt and growing. We spend more on the interest repayments on our national debt than our entire military budget. Think about that. That doesn't make any sense. The largest line item eventually on our budget is going to be the interest repayments. Imagine if you were a household. That would be putting you on a path to bankruptcy. We need to get our nation off of that path, and we need to get off that path quickly. Yes, this includes economic growth through lower tax rates, but it's got to be combined as well with the kind of spending discipline that gets our nation back to fiscal sanity. That isn't always a popular message, but here's the reality. If you care about somebody, you tell them the truth. If you care about yourself, you can tell them what they want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth. We have to get serious about our kids and their future, or they aren't going to have the same country left to live in. Right? This is an intergenerational justice question, to borrow the lexicon from our friends on the left. The true intergenerational injustice will be the fact that my kids and yours, it'll be their generation that shoulders the burdens of our excessive spending, and that needs to come to an end. A big part of this is because of the administrative state, the rise of the administrative state, to whom Congress and state legislatures across the country have implicitly delegated their authority. In so much of the land, the people we elect to run the government aren't the ones actually making the laws, but instead it's three-letter agencies that are really running the show. Part of this involves elected officials in Congress and state representatives alike reclaiming responsibility. And then we as voters have to reclaim responsibility to vote in and out those who actually keep their promises to us. That's what fiscal sanity looks like. We're not yet past the point of no return. We're not yet deep in the quicksand. And I want us to lead our way out before we get there. This is existential for the future of the Republic. This is serious. Many of you were part of this cause during the Tea Party movement, during other prior movements in our conservative uprisings of a positive sense. That's great. But this isn't the time to just pontificate anymore. Now is the time for action. For my part, I want the states to also do their part and lead the way. I'm going to lead Ohio to become a zero income tax state, including zero capital gains taxes. That'll drive an economic boom in our state. And yes, we have some improvements in the effectiveness of how we spend our money required to get there. Same thing with respect to property taxes. They've gotten insanely high in this state, unjustly high. If you're paying as much in your property taxes as you are in the interest payments and principal repayments on your mortgage, then it starts to feel a lot like the land that you own is really like a lease from the government. And that's un-American. It's antithetical to the values this country was founded on. We're founded on the promise of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, inspired by what John Locke called life, liberty, and property. That's the founding ethos of this country. We're built on the idea of freedom. Freedom not through greater dependence on the government, but independence from it. That's our path out. We're not victims, we're victors. We don't whine, we win. So we're done with this culture of victimhood in America. Turn the page on that. I don't want left-wing victimhood. I don't want any other kind of victimhood either. I want victory over victimhood. That's our future. And if we embrace that, I believe that our country's best days and our state's best days will still be ahead of us. We've got our work cut out for us. You guys are doing your part. Thank you for that. We've got your back. If you do your part, I promise you I'm going to do mine as the next governor of this state. And we'll make sure that Ohio sets an example for how things are done in the United States of America.